Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, Chapter 83. When we last left our heroes, we saw a little bit of the effects of Selene's growing, moon powers, how it's affecting even Earthland outside of Alantir, as we check back in with Elmina, as the water level is rising. Merkphobia tells us how much more powerful Selene is compared to himself and Alderaan. And then we see that as Selene does some good damage on Suzaku. Meanwhile, Gray starts his fight with Hakone. We really focus on Lucy and Mimi. How Lucy, with a bit of effort, does something that might be vaguely similar to actual damage on Mimi. She gets a good punch in on her, thanks to some teamwork with Gemini. But we'll see how that all goes in Chapter 83, Mimi the Immovable. And our picture here is of Lucy in what almost looks like a figure skating outfit, but those shoes aren't really skates. Holding her water whip. That's the name of it, Floor something, I think. She got it from Edalus way back when. She's slick and smooth like water. And we see Fairy Tale cheering for her in the background or something. Anyway, we open where we left off, with Lucy still in her Virgo form, facing down Mimi. The two of them just stare at each other. And Mimi, kneels and, bows her head. And Lucy panics. Huh? What? But Mimi says, "It would seem I have underestimated you. I apologize from the bottom of my heart." And she, head to the ground. And Lucy just kind of waves it off. "That's really not necessary. In recognition of your strength, I shall use my full power." That's definitely not what Lucy wants you to do. Hoo-ha! And she, jumps up, and this energy kind of, glows from around her. Lucy panics. She's floating? There is nothing that cannot be done through the power of fighting spirit. This is known as levitation. And then she just opens her eyes. Hoo-ha! And she just throws her punch. Immovable fist! No. Mimi immovable fist. She's really picking up Lucy's attack patterns. Our attack naming schemes. Anyway, Lucy is hit by the punch and sent flying. Kya! And as she kind of goes, it looks like that single punch has kind of torn her star dress. The edges of her skirt look a lot more torn after that, along with the stockings. But she not requips, but whatever she calls it. Star dress. Mimi chases after her. "I won't let you!" And she hits Lucy again. Lucy's kind of, knocked out of her transformation. Which, is kind of rude on Mimi's part. Don't you know the first rule of any, magical girl series is to never attack someone mid-transformation? That's just impolite. Anyway, Lucy hits the ground. Mimi runs after her again. Hoo-ha! And Mimi throws another punch. But while she's in midair, Lucy dodges and kicks her right in the chest. Ta! And Mimi catches herself, but then grabs Lucy's leg. Huh? And just tosses her up. Hoo-ha! And throws her into the mountain. She, hits with an impact. She's not doing too hot here. She's just getting the tar beat out of her. Eep! Mimi chases after her again. Toe! And Lucy kind of grits her teeth. She's strong. And Mimi runs at her again. Fall to pieces. And she readies a punch. But Lucy readies the fucking water whip. Fleuve d'étoiles. Which is a nice little bit of a callback for the cover to kind of remind us of. And she throws the water whip, the Fleuve d'étoiles, at this sort of tower behind Mimi, I think. And just gets out of the way. Mimi's punch decimates that mountaintop. Lucy's lucky to have survived that. And she sees water. There's a pond over there. It's been so long since I've said this. Though I don't have her key. Open! Gate of the Water Bearer! Yeah, she hasn't said that since fucking Tartaros! Aquarius! And Aquarius rises from the pond, like the goddess she is. And Mimi responds, "A mermaid appeared." And Lucy, without any explanation, just says, "Please." And Aquarius is all too happy to oblige. "You got it." Or yeah! and she summons this huge, like, whirlpool at Mimi. Whoa! Mimi is swept up in it, struggling to get out of the whirlpool. Or not, as Mimi just responds, like that would work on me. Mimi, great guzzle! And she just sucks it all up. What can't Mimi do? Just a panel of her making like nonsense noises as she drinks the water, and even Aquarius is stunned at that. She's drinking it, and after she's finished, Mimi lets out like a contented sigh. We can like even see the water like in her gut. She's a little bit larger now, and then she turns to Aquarius. Now, mermaid, I shall start with you. And Mimi heads towards Aquarius, but Aquarius just grins. Are you all set, Lucy? And as Mimi throws sorry, I thought I had a burp there, but I just kind of didn't. Anyway, as Mimi throws her punch, Aquarius just turns into water, completely avoiding any damage. She turned into water, and Lucy smiles. Thank you, Aquarius. You bought me enough time. And we see her and I think that's Gemini, and like because Gemini was wearing her swimsuit form earlier, right? Mimi reacts, the twin yokai from before? I've been letting Gemini handle the incantation. We see Gemini muttering, I am the ruler of the stars. This spell is powerful, but the downside is it takes time to chant. And they both and Lucy raises her and Gemini's hands up. Aspect become complete. Open thy malevolent gate. And she opens her eyes, Gemini does, and they're readying that fucking, what's it called? The Urano Metria. Her like most powerful fucking spell. If I let that hit me, and she notices all of the water just kind of sitting in her gut, maybe like holding her back. A bit of a strategic flaw in Mimi's like swallowing the water. 88 stars of the heavens, shine! And these like flecks of light emanate from her and Gemini. Urano Metria! And yeah, apparently the water left Mimi unable to run away as she's hit with the full force of Urano Metria. And this is just a fantastic panel there. I love the detail of the stars on the background. Mimi's utterly like demolished over there. The rubble, the light shining from the ground. It's a really cool spread there. And Mimi just kind of lets out a as she's just bloodied or burned up and beaten and pretty much out of the fight. And Lucy just like slumps to the ground. Gemini notices that and goes back to their original form. And they walk up to her. Are you okay, Lucy? You're hurt real bad. And she just looks over at Mimi, who's like smoking at this point. And she just weakly lets out, but I won. Yeah, did she, or is that an or not? I'm trying to work out that last panel. I think that might be like a mountain has fallen off and it hit Mimi, like a piece of rock or something. Because Gemini poofs away after that. Thank you, Gemini. And she looks content. Like I first thought that was Mimi getting up, but she's too satisfied. Lucy's too satisfied for Mimi to still be part of the fight. Even though this place is overflowing with magic power, I'm all out of power. And then she gets a sudden bad premonition. She sits up in utter panic as Mimi rises over her, just saying, Mimi is immovable. No way. But she notices Mimi is unconscious. She fainted while still standing, and Lucy just collapses. Amazing. To be continued next time. Okay. So this was fun. It's just, a great Lucy fight. Her, strategize, I like the sort of strategic mind she goes through. She initially, we kind of saw that last time, as she waited till Mimi was in the air to land that good punch on her. That was sort of the first real blow she got on Mimi. She tries that again with the kick. It doesn't work quite as well. But like her initial attempts are to just get out of her current Stardust form into a newer form, and when that doesn't work, she uses the Flube d'étoiles for the first time in a while. I don't think she's used it in 100 Years Quest. She might have. I might be forgetting something. There are 83 chapters of this series, so I might be forgetting some point she used it in the past. But it's some quick thinking to sort of get out of Mimi's way before Mimi does that smash into the mountain. And then she uses Aquarius not as a weapon, but as a distraction. Distraction for Gemini, even, which is like Aquarius is the first distraction, and if Aquarius doesn't work, Lucy can still kind of work as a distraction for a little bit. It's a pretty clever bit on Lucy's part. And Aquarius does not end up working because she wasn't quite supposed to work, but also because Mimi swallows the entire fucking water that Aquarius was throwing at her. Like, okay. It does the job, though. Because apparently that's made Mimi heavy enough she can't just get out of the way, which, okay, I guess. I mean, I guess, I'm trying to find the right word for it. It's not quite strategy, especially because Lucy definitely not intend for Mimi to swallow it all up. But it's taking advantage of your opponent's overconfidence, kind of like Homura's hit on Milani in today's Eden Zero chapter. Similarly, Mimi sort of decided to swallow it all up instead of just enduring it, and that ends up being her undoing as she's unable to get out of the way of a full force Urano Metria. Which, knocks her out while still standing. Because Mimi is just a badass even in defeat. I love her. Not gonna lie. I love Mimi. She's super cool. But with that, she's pretty much out of the story, leaving probably Gray versus Hakone next time. So yeah, this was a fun fight chapter. There's not a whole lot to really dig into on a character bit or a thematic bit. It's all very sort of a little bit of fun fight tactics, but it's not particularly deep or, anything to pick apart in there. It's just a fun fight, and sometimes that's what you fucking need. And this was fun. So I'm gonna leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe. Do whatever makes you happy. And remember, your life is your own. Okay, bye.